How would you like to see one of the most iconic and relevant characters in the Star Wars expanded universe make her jump to the new canon? I think I've charted an amazing course for the arrival of the fan favorite Mara Jade in the story going forward. And no, she is not this guy. I'm very excited about this one. Let's dive in. For those who don't know, Mara Jade is yet another character who debuted in Timothy Zahn's Heir to the Empire in 1991. We first meet her as an associate to an established smuggler and another new character, Talon Card. As the story progresses, we learn that she has a disturbing hatred for Luke Skywalker that we aren't quite able to connect the dots with quite yet. After an interesting Force vision by Luke and some more details, we learn that Mara Jade served Palpatine as the Emperor's hand. She was a special agent that took on the most complex and most difficult assignments regarding Palpatine's agenda. She was taken from her family and raised by the Emperor, even trained alongside his royal guard. She carried out tasks such as assassinations and espionage on both rebels and Imperial assets. On a side note, I really need your help. It would be an honor to be trusted with your subscription to my channel. Once I hit 2,000 subs, I'll be doing an unsponsored giveaway, so keep a lookout. So, back at the ranch, Mara's abilities in the Force and her practical training allowed her to operate in plain sight, performing whatever task the Emperor needed done. Her station within the Empire and her allegiance to the Emperor make it a lot easier to integrate her into the canon, not only as an Inquisitor, but as the final Inquisitor. We've watched the downfall of the Inquisitorius time and time again. If I were to write her into this, I already have the perfect backstory. For a lot of reasons never explicitly explained, Palpatine is oddly fascinated with abducting Force-sensitive children. He's either researching Force essence transfer options, building the first wave of Inquisitors, or perhaps all of the above. But Mara Jade would be one of these children in the latter years of the Clone Wars who was abducted by Palpatine. In temperament and ability, she would be just like Darth Zana from the Bane trilogy. Her cunning and her ease of use with the dark side is what draws Palpatine close to her, not as an apprentice, but as a tool, the next wave of Inquisitor. With all of the Jedi hunted down, Palpatine would, decommission the current generation of Inquisitors and deploy the crown jewel of his program to operate in the shadows, hunting down the Emperor's political annoyances, yet powerful enough to destroy any Jedi remaining. With the new threat of Luke Skywalker and the Rebel Alliance emerging, Mara Jade is dispatched to bring Palpatine's enemies to justice in an Andor-type thriller story while Vader handles the military operations. Upon the Emperor's death, Mara Jade has to smuggle herself back to the core, back to Coruscant, in order to discover what happened to her master. On Coruscant, she learns more about the Battle of Endor and the actions of both Luke and Vader. But most importantly, she discovers that the Emperor has secret vaults all over the galaxy. If this were to become a book or show, her journey would take her on a quest for these vaults. Her objective would be to find something, anything that would aid her in the destruction of Luke Skywalker and this budding new republic. Think she's really wanting to get revenge for her master. She could encounter several vaults on her way to discovering Luke Skywalker's whereabouts, and along the way discovering earth-shattering secrets about his past and his plans, especially for her. With each vault, we learn more about Palpatine through hollows or sense echo flashbacks, kind of like Cal Kestis. The ultimate secret she discovers is that Palpatine didn't train her out of love or compassion, but to use her as a host for an eventual Force essence transfer. With each vault adding new cracks in her mental and emotional well-being, she begins second-guessing her mission and finally understanding that her entire life has been abused by the Emperor. Finally, she comes face to face with Luke Skywalker, and we get a sloppy, lazy duel where she's trying to fabricate this hatred for him that never really existed in the first place. Luke helps her see that her true hatred is actually for Palpatine, and now that he's gone, it's time to finally let it go. With some guidance from a new ally, Mara Jade accepts her painful past and chooses to move on. I'm sure you're thinking that this will be the part where her and Luke get together, but sadly, no. I don't think the new canon allows that, and I'm actually okay with it. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind retconning some things from Shadow of the Sith. Dave Filoni doesn't seem to care about retconning books, but that's for another video. Mara Jade departs from Luke, giving him the subtle suggestions of building his own Jedi Academy and going on his own hunt for the Emperor's lost vaults. As for the last Inquisitor, she's gonna need a job, and who better to hire her than the smuggler Talon Card? Of course, she can appear in Luke's life from time to time, perhaps even harboring romantic chemistry, such as the 11th Doctor in River Song, or Peter Parker in the Black Cat. The adventures these two could go on in order to help Luke start his academy would be thrilling and still adhering mostly to canon. It wouldn't connect super cleanly to Shadow of the Sith, but that's okay. Mara Jade's new story would really highlight the side of exploitation that people rarely see, casting the hatred for the exploiter onto others, defending the one who's actually building your ecosystem of misery. Let us not forget, Star Wars is incredible entertainment, but these stories are so epic because of what they can teach us. So I'd love to know your thoughts. Would you want to see Mara Jade in canon? Would you like to see her this way? What's your theory on how to bring her into this story? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, take care, God bless, and may the Force be with you, always.